Hi, this is Mrs. Putnam. We're going to try some long division, but we're going to use a strategy that you probably didn't learn in school. I know I wish I had learned it this way, but the strategy is called the partial quotient. It's still an algorithm. It's just not the traditional standard algorithm, divide, multiply, subtract, bring down, that was taught in the 70s, 80s, 90s. I've been teaching partial quotient for probably 10 years now, and it does seem to make more sense for me. Before we get started, I just want to go over a couple of vocabulary words so that when I use them later, you'll know what I'm talking about. So the dividend is the number that we are dividing, the number being divided. So it's going to be the number inside the division symbol. You might hear your kids call the partial quotient the big 7 because of how that division box looks. The divisor is the number that we're dividing by. And then the quotient is the answer to a division problem. And sometimes we have a remainder, which is our leftovers. All right, so we are going to start. I don't know why I did that, but we'll just work around it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. So just like the standard algorithm, we still use steps. And the steps that we use are divide, multiply, and subtract. In standard algorithm, there's also bring down, but we do not use bring down in partial quotient. And just like it's partial quotient, quotient is the answer to a division problem. We're going to find the quotients part by part and then put them together for our final answer. If our problem is 926 divided by 4, we will start by using our divisor 4 in a brain dump. So a brain dump is when I write down all the things I know about 4, all my multiples of 4, so that I can use them every time, because that's the only thing we're multiplying by in this problem, since it's our divisor. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Oops, sorry. Let's get that on there. 36 and 40. I usually do the first 10 multiples. You might hear your children singing 4, 8, 12, and 16, 20, 24, 28, and 32. I can count by fours. That's pretty common. A lot of them have memorized their fours because of that little ditty by Mrs. Conroy, our former music teacher. All right, so now we have our brain dump that we can use. We're going to use it a lot. So the first question we ask ourselves is, we look at that highest place value, which is the hundredths place, and we're going to ask ourselves, how many fours can I get out of 9? How many groups of 4 can I get out of 9? We're ignoring the other 2 places right now because we're using some estimation. So if I use my brain dump, 4, 8, 8 is close to 9. Oh, 12 is close to 9 too, but it's too many. So we're going to go back to the 8. 4, 8, that gave us 2 groups of 4. So we're going to put our 2 out here to the right of our division box. That's why this line is here to separate these numbers from the inside numbers. And we've extended it because in the traditional algorithm, we'd only have the line go under like there. All right, so we get 2 groups of 4 out of 9, but this isn't 9. It's 926. But we're not using, at this point, we are not using that tens place or the number in the ones place. We're not using those digits. So we're going to put zeros over here in our estimated partial quotient to hold these places. And that makes sense because when we multiply, which is our next step, Our next step is to multiply. We're going to multiply every single time times the divisor. Remember, this outside number is the divisor. So we're going to say 200 times 4. And if you want to put equal sign, you can. 204 times 200 is 800. We use a basic fact of 2 times 4 and then 2 zeros. Works every time. And now we're ready to subtract. So subtracting 926 minus 800. We just said that we could get about 200 groups of 4 out of 926. Now we subtract. We have 6, we have the 2, and we have the 1. 126. Is 126 more than 4? Yes, it is. So we're going to go back and start our steps over again. We're going to divide again. This time we're going to look at that 126. We're going to start with the 1. Can we get any 4s? If we only have 1, can we get a group of 4? No, we cannot. So we're going to pick up another digit here. And we're going to say this is 12. Looks like a 12. We're just going to ignore that ones place. How many 4s can we get out of 12? Well, if I go back to my brain dump, 4, 8, 12. Oh, perfect. It's right there. So I can get 1, 2, 3 groups of 4 out of 12. But again, this isn't just 12, it's 126. So we use the 1 and the 2. We did not use the ones place. So we're going to put a 0 in the ones place to hold that spot. Now it's time to multiply. Back to the divisor, we're going to multiply times 4. 30 times 4 is 120, because 3 times 4 is 12, and 1 0. And now we're ready to subtract. So subtracting 126 minus 120, 6 minus 0, 2 minus 2, 1 minus 1. We just have 6. Is 6 greater than 4? It sure is. That means we can get some more 4s out of it. So back to the brain dump. Back to the brain dump. How many? 4, 8. 8's too many, so we're going to go back to the 4. How many groups of 4 did we get? We got one group of 4. One group of 4. And so that 1, and we don't have any places here, so we're not going to put any zeros. We don't need to hold any places. We are in the ones place. We're in the final stretch. We're going to do that. Okay. This one needs to go here because I like to have mine lined up so you can see the work. So we're going to put that 1 here. We're going to do 1 times the 4. 1 times 4 is 4. And back to subtraction. 6 minus 4 is 2. Is 2 more or less than 4? It's less, so that's our remainder. So we're going to have a remainder of 2. Okay, let's go to our partial quotients. We have 200, we have 30, and we have 1. Those are our partial quotients. Those are the numbers we're going to add together to get our total quotient. We don't use the divisors. That was just our multiplying portion. We add together our partial quotients. We have 200 plus 30 plus 1. I can do that in my head, but if you want to put 200 plus 30 plus 1 to practice that addition, you're going to get the same sum. So 231 remainder 2. You can see we used we used divide, we used multiply, we used subtract, we used addition. So all of those skills are necessary for our partial quotient strategy. All right, my name is Mrs. Putnam. If you'd like to see more instructional videos on math, especially 4th grade math, because that's what I teach, you can email me at putnam_s@cneschools.org. This is my first video I've made with sound, so hopefully you can hear it all and it made sense to you. or it makes a little more sense than it did when your kids tried to explain it to you. Anyway, contact me if there's anything else you want to see. Like, subscribe, or whatever the videos tell you. I don't know. Thanks. Hope this helps.